So a little while ago, I got a frantic phone call from a client, which was kind of an interesting one because she's been having some crazy dreams. So I'm going to be doing a couple of more crazy dream videos. So if you've had some crazy dreams, kind of let me know what they are. You can message me, DM me, whatever that is, and send them to me, and I will, or comment on this, and I will do your own video, because I think sometimes dreams are really something that we struggle with. I know I have had some crazy ones in the past where you're kind of like, what does that mean? And even for myself, I can't interpret them like I do for other people. So I kind of think like that's interesting as well. Like I can't really deconstruct them as easily as I can someone else's. But it's also finding like what are the commonalities with your dreams? Like what is it that's coming up, and what does it mean for you? Dreams to me are something that really your psyche is working on to kind of work through things and kind of clear things out. So it's kind of an interesting way of looking at life and kind of dealing with things a little bit differently, because a lot of times we're always like thinking, but when we're having dreams, it's really more about what our psyche wants us to know. What does our psyche want us to figure out? What does our psyche want us to understand or to deal with? That sort of thing. So I kind of think it's like a very interesting energy of like, what is it? Kind of interesting energy for that. But I think one of the things I really love about dream interpretation, because I love doing dream interpretations, and I really love helping people understand what their dreams are, especially when you've had some since you were a kid, because a lot of times those come in as dreams about like things in a past life, and those can be really overwhelming because we've had them for so long. And it's one of those, even if it was kind of like a scary dream as an adult, as a child, it was probably terrifying. So that's kind of one of those interesting things. I myself had a dream many times growing up about being chased. And kind of the interesting part for me was when I was being chased, I was always constantly running, but it wasn't running through any type of like home, house, hill, country, streams, whatever it is. Like there was nothing. It was almost like you're running through like a house with nothing in it. Like literally it is all just flat. The floor was like light gray and the walls were light gray. And it was like I kept running, and no matter where I was, there were no like corners to hide in or things to hide underneath, like a bed or a chair or anything like that. There was no place to hide. And it took me a long time that this dream really had more than one meaning. It had more than one meaning for myself, and it had more than one meaning for other people as well. As I kind of like understood it and told other people about it, they're like, I have kind of similar dream, or mine's a little bit differently in this area. Part of it was that no matter what, I couldn't hide from my family. No matter how much I disliked what they were doing or how they were dealing with things or anything like that, I couldn't really hide from that part. And then really, after many years of being terrorized by this dream, literally terrorized by this dream, I kind of started to figure it out. And I literally at some point turned around and just told the monster, I was like, you're gonna have to kill me, or you're gonna have to do whatever you're gonna do to me, because I'm not running anymore. Like I'm stopped. And sometimes that in your dream is a very powerful aspect of just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I am not running anymore. I'm not going anywhere anymore. I'm stopped. Like I'm dead stopped. I'm not doing this anymore. That was kind of one of those like scary fun things to do, but it's one of those. And then the monster kind of like unzipped their uniform and it came off, and it was me. And I got to sit in a room by myself, like gray floor, gray walls all around us, and literally have a conversation with myself. And it was a very interesting dream. I could also feel energies around me, so I could feel like my angels and guardian angels around me as we were having this dream and kind of this interpretation of what was going on. But I also think it was interesting because I literally learned how to talk to my higher self, my higher energy, and what is it that I really require doing or understanding in this world. Now, granted, when this happened to me at like age 5 or 6, my understanding of the world was completely different compared to being an adult. So that was kind of like interesting. But then I also kind of got to understand that in some interesting ways as well, of like, having this from time to time, stopping every few months or a few years of like, I just need to have a kind of a come together between myself and kind of like, am I on the right page? Am I doing the right things? Am I on the right page of where I'm supposed to be at in this world? And because I think a lot of us can feel like we're like offset from where we're supposed to be, what we should be doing, how should we be dealing with life, that sort of thing. But a lot of times that's kind of the interesting part, is to have these dreams and to have that kind of like deeper insight into what's going on around us. And once I understood it as a child, I've done this every few months to a few years in my life. Kind of, am I still on track? Am I not on track? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And a lot of times I was pretty on track myself, but it also kind of helped to kind of understand where I wanted to go in the world, where I didn't want to go in the world, and what was coming up next for me. And that has kind of changed my whole perspective of this world, this life, what I chose to do, what I chose not to do. Because to me, as long as I was running from it, it didn't settle down. It never settled down. But I think literally almost like 13 years ago, I opened up my business. And I opened up this business because I couldn't run from it anymore. Like, this is who I am. I'm a psychic. I can't change that. I can't change who I am. I can't change anything about it. But I think that was the part that I understood the most, is I really have to accept who I am and do the best I can, because my job in this world is like a certain subset. I'm supposed to teach certain people. I'm supposed to learn certain things from other people. And that was kind of like, wow, this is really cool. This really is really cool, and kind of a fun aspect, not only for myself, but for other people as well.